They said humanity was weak, a civilization of emotional creatures clinging to an insignificant blue planet. But when the galaxy's most powerful empire found itself on the brink of annihilation, there was only one race it could call for help. Us. And when humanity is owed a favor, the universe learns what unimaginable truly means. 3 centuries after joining the Galactic Compact, humanity had become a modest but respected member. We were known for our diplomacy, our innovation, and our reckless curiosity, the species that always wanted to see what was just beyond the next star. We weren't the strongest, nor the oldest civilization in the Compact. The Threxians held that title, a reptilian empire older than our solar system, their ships carved from black crystal and powered by singularities. They called themselves the Eternal Flame. And for a time, the galaxy believed it. Then the Voidborn came. No one saw where they emerged from, an interdimensional breach, a dark pulse between galaxies. They devoured systems, star by star, leaving only ash and silence behind. The Compact trembled. Worlds fell. Even the Threxian Dominion, proud, unshakable, began to die. They called for aid. The ancient empires ignored them. The merchant guilds refused. Only one world answered the call, a world still recovering from its first steps among the stars. Earth. They needed engineers, strategists, medics. We sent them all. From the burning deserts of Mars to the ice rings of Europa, humans volunteered, not for conquest, not for profit, but because someone asked for help. And help, we did. Our fleets were smaller, our weapons simpler, but our resolve was unmatched. We adapted, improvised, fought side by side with the Threxians. The war was brutal. We lost a third of our fleet. Mars burned, Titan cracked open, but when humanity refused to retreat, when our ships rammed the Voidborn carriers and detonated, the tide turned. It took 9 years, and the cost was staggering. But in the end, the Voidborn fell. And across the galaxy, the record was made official. The Threxian Dominion owes humanity an eternal favor. 100 years passed. The scars of war faded, replaced by ambition. Humanity rebuilt, stronger than before. We spread across 40 systems. Colonized dead worlds. Created cities in orbit that glowed brighter than the stars themselves. But with prosperity came envy. The Galactic Compact, once an alliance of equals, turned into a council of fear. They feared what we might become. They feared that one day, humans would no longer follow. And so, the slow squeeze began. Trade restrictions disguised as security protocols. Military sanctions hidden under peace initiatives. Whispers of human aggression echoed through the galactic chambers. But we adapted, like we always do. Until one day, they made the fatal mistake of coming for Earth itself. Low-tension music begins. 20 nations of the Compact gathered a fleet in orbit, a ring of warships that darkened the sky over our homeworld. They demanded disarmament, submission. They said humanity had violated interstellar harmony. But Earth's leaders were not the kind to beg. From the bunker beneath Geneva Station, they sent one transmission. To the Threxian Dominion, they said, "You owe us a favor." 100 years passed. The scars of war faded, replaced by ambition. Humanity rebuilt, stronger than before. We spread across 40 systems. Colonized dead worlds. Created cities in orbit that glowed brighter than the stars themselves. But with prosperity came envy. The Galactic Compact, once an alliance of equals, turned into a council of fear. They feared what we might become. They feared that one day, humans would no longer follow. And so, the slow squeeze began. Trade restrictions disguised as security protocols. Military sanctions hidden under peace initiatives. Whispers of human aggression echoed through the galactic chambers. But we adapted, like we always do. Until one day, they made the fatal mistake of coming for Earth itself. Pause. Low-tension music begins. 20 nations of the Compact gathered a fleet in orbit, a ring of warships that darkened the sky over our homeworld. They demanded disarmament, submission. They said humanity had violated interstellar harmony. But Earth's leaders were not the kind to beg. From the bunker beneath Geneva Station, they sent one transmission. To the Threxian Dominion, they said, "You owe us a favor." Turning point 10 o'clock to 1500, low rumble sound, tension building. For 72 hours, the galaxy waited. No answer came. The compact fleets moved closer, blockading the moon, then Mars. Every news feed across the stars repeated the same question. Would the Threxians honor their century-old debt? On the third day, the stars shifted. Long-range sensors screamed as gravity wells opened beyond Jupiter. Space itself split apart. From the void, they came, the Threxian armada. Thousands of ships, black and gold, larger than any human vessel ever built. Each one radiated energy strong enough to warp light. Their arrival shook the very orbit of the outer planets. The Threxian warlord, HFY, broadcast on every known frequency. Humanity once saved our existence. Now we will repay the debt, with interest. The compact fleets panicked. Half tried to flee. The others fired in desperation. It didn't matter. The Threxian warships opened fire, not with missiles or lasers, but with gravity lances that bent space itself. Compact cruisers twisted into ribbons. Battle stations imploded in silence. And through it all, humanity's fleet remained still, watching, waiting. When it was over, Earth's skies burned with the debris of the armada. And the message to the galaxy was simple. No one betrays those whom humanity saves. In the months that followed, the galactic compact collapsed. Worlds once united under peace now whispered of the human shadow. But to the Threxians, it wasn't fear. It was loyalty. They returned to Earth not as conquerors, but as allies. They helped us rebuild what was lost. Together, we forged something new. The accord of the twin species. Cities gleamed with both human steel and Threxian crystal. Our academies taught hybrid science. Threxian singularity theory mixed with human AI logic. For the first time in history, two species shared not just space, but purpose. Yet, not all humans were proud. Admiral Lien Torres, commander of Earth's last defense fleet, wrote in her final log, "We called in a favor, and we survived. But I wonder what price we've truly paid. When another owes you their existence, you stop being their ally. You become their god." Those words were sealed, classified, and buried. But they lingered, a quiet reminder that debts always carry weight. Decades later, historians would call it the debt of the stars. Children learned it as a legend, the day humanity was repaid. But the truth is far more complicated. Some say the Threxians still watch over us, bound not by gratitude, but by fear. Others whisper that humanity never stopped preparing, that somewhere beyond Neptune, a second fleet waits, not for defense, but for collection. Because when humanity is owed a favor, we don't demand payment. We collect it, with grace, precision, and power. If this story made your heart race, if it reminded you why humans always find a way, then make sure this story reaches more of our kind. Hit that like button right now, it helps the algorithm share our tale across the stars. Speech balloon, drop a comment with your favorite moment. Share this story with someone who believes in humanity's spirit. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell icon, because this is only the beginning. The frontier is vast, and humanity is just getting started.